Coming up on OU Nightly, the Speaker of the House is resigning, the Pope is all over New York City, and the Donald comes to the fair. OU Nightly starts now. The Speaker of the United States House of Representatives is leaving Washington.
Representative John Boehner surprised a Washington news conference with the news. The Speaker skipped and then sang his way to the podium, but after the devout Catholic described as an emotional conversation with Pope Francis. He announced his resignation from Congress effective the end of October. The 64-year-old Boehner has presided over the House since 2011.
I used to sing that on my way to work in the morning. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my, what a wonderful day. I used to sing that.
Pope Francis continued his U.S. visit today in New York, where he began a very busy day by visiting Ground Zero. The Pope stopped to pray in front of the memorial and met with 9/11 survivors and family. He then went to meet with the UN General Assembly, urging world leaders to take action.
Human beings who are easily discarded material when our only response is to draw up a list of problems, strategies, and conversations.
Mass in New York tonight, but tomorrow he's off to Philadelphia, where he will attend another Mass and give a speech and attend a festival. I hear there's another celebrity in town.
You're right, London. Well, Vanessa Prado is standing by at the fair. Vanessa?
Speak from flooding in and taking their spots in front of the stage. Now with the outspoken GOP frontrunner here in Oklahoma, he has supporters as well as opponents. We've seen already a group of peaceful protesters protesting the speech, but there's plenty of law enforcement around just in case anything gets a little. Stay with us for more. We're going to have plenty more once Trump actually hits the stage. And in Oklahoma City, Vanessa Prado, OU Nightly.
Brandon, thank you, Vanessa. Brandon, can you tell us what kind of weather Trump can expect tonight?
Well, the reception from the public might not be as well as the climate that he'll actually be going into right now. It's going to be 80 degrees by 7 p.m., a little bit warmer by the time he's beginning to make his speech at 5:30, 76 degrees by 9 p.m., cooling down to 72 by midnight. A few showers are possible as we go throughout the evening hours with light northeasterly winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. But next, coming up in Maine weather, I'll tell you more about your rain chances tonight, tomorrow, later on to the weekend. Also about a rare lunar event coming on Sunday, and have your state fair and 7-day forecast. But for now, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Braden. Well, Norman Public Schools is conducting an investigation into the placement of 2 racially insensitive notes at Norman High School. One note read white only, the other one had the phrase colored only. The notes were placed on side-by-side water fountains in a school hallway. In a statement this afternoon, Norman School Superintendent Dr. Joe called the messages unacceptable. He said the notes were immediately moved and the school is investigating and is prepared to take appropriate disciplinary actions. The statement said, Norman schools are an inclusive, direct district and will not tolerate inappropriate behavior in our schools. OU Nightly will keep you updated on the investigation.
The University of Oklahoma group is working to empower women of color. Women of Power is a group affiliated with the Black Student Association. Its main focus is to help minority females at OU speak and act freely without being judged. Despite being a group for minorities, the group is open to all races and genders.
We're not a hate group in terms of race either. I don't hate white women. I don't hate white men. I just don't want it to be. It's not a hate group. It's a progressive group for women of color.
The group meets every other Monday at 7 p.m. You can also follow them on Twitter at Women of Power.
2 Texas natives made their way across the Red River to the University of Oklahoma last night. Bob Schiffer and Jim Lair were President Boren's honored guests at the President Associates Dinner. The 2 journalism legends have an almost combined century of reporting. The speakers spoke out about our nation's political situation, the role of journalism, and even gave us some insights on their personal stories like the Kennedy assassination. Schieffer and Lair held nothing back in their attack on our nation's current political situation.
It's a good politics, which has become this enormous industry now, where the last campaign cost $7 billion. We have managed in America to outsource all the things that people used to do for free.
This problem is so huge, there is no one solution. It's going to require all kinds of, first of all, the public has got to understand that there is a problem. And I'm not sure that's happened yet.
In 2008, Lair was the first recipient of the Gaylord Prize for Excellence in Journalism.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, a big name in news returns.
Plus, a prank call leads to an interesting twist. Straight ahead on OU Nightly.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Rashida Kaba. What started as a prank call is now leading to a conversation between Elton John and, wait for it, Vladimir Putin. John received a prank call 2 weeks ago, which he believed to be from Putin, who wished to talk to him about gay rights. Putin actually ended up calling John yesterday and apologizing for the misunderstanding and agreed to having a sit-down talk with the rock star about his views on gay rights. Viola Davis made her return to the screen last night in How to Get Away with Murder after her big Emmy Award win on Sunday. Davis is the first African-American woman to win an award for an outstanding leading actress in a drama. And ABC brought back all of your favorite shows by Shonda Rhimes last night, including How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal, and Grey's Anatomy. Brian Williams returned to television this week as he led MSNBC's coverage of the Pope's visit to the U.S. Earlier this year, Williams lost his job as the anchor at NBC News after allegations surfaced of him fabricating stories. MSNBC is bringing him back as an anchor but has not announced a permanent spot for him. That's just he's so fortunate to get that second opportunity.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if he actually sticks around.
I think it's a great opportunity for him. So I think a lot of people enjoy having him back in the house as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, Big Friday Sports is still ahead. But first, Braden has the weather.
I skipped a graphic. Okay. Partly cloudy skies, above normal temperatures today. Continue to welcome fall into the Sooner State. But as we transition over into the rest of the week, it will still become warm, but we have a chance of a shower and thunderstorm tonight, even going into tomorrow and the weekend as well. But today, and for Sunday, we have an interesting thing, once in a lifetime for me thing happening. We have a lunar eclipse coinciding with a supermoon. So it's basically, it'll be a giant red orb in the sky on Sunday night. 7:14 it'll start, it'll end at 9:47 p.m. Hasn't happened in my lifetime. Last happened in 1982, and it will again happen in 2033. But for weather today, we have an area of low pressure sitting in north central Kansas right now. It's pretty weak. As we go on throughout the overnight hours, we'll move a little bit to the south and to the west. And as it falls apart, we will still have a chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm tonight for northwestern Oklahoma and dipping down into western Oklahoma again. Showers beginning to develop around the late evening hours, maybe affecting the Oklahoma State Fair. Probably not, but the chance is still there. And going on even into the morning hours as well, looking at 8 a.m., still around in western Oklahoma. Lows tonight across the state, 60s across the board, 68 Oklahoma City, 67 in Norman, and 70 in Altus. Now, highs tomorrow for the Sooner State will still be plenty warm. We'll be reflecting mid-80s, 85 in Norman, and here in Oklahoma City, near 90 down in Wichita Falls. Now, going ahead and going to the 7-day forecast, it'll be plenty warm, 85 on Monday, 84 on Tuesday, 85 Wednesday, continuing this trend of mid to upper 60s for lows. Guys, sunny skies, beautiful weekend for the State Fair. Just watch out for an isolated storm or two. But other than that, get out, have some fun in this bye weekend.
Sounds great.
Good, yeah.
Thank you, Braden. Well, that's it for news. Big Friday Sports is on deck.
Our OUTV sports team gives us an extended look on what's happening in sports. Hunter McKee is standing by with more. Hunter.
Thanks, guys. Today on Big Friday Sports, the Sooners have the weekend off from football, but some of them are keeping busy having fun of a different kind. Check out Stryker the announcer next on Big Friday Sports. I'm so sorry.
You're here.
Hey, we're both starting out looking at 2, and then I go to 3.
You are looking at 2 and then 3, yeah.
Okay.
Mic check? Okay. Welcome to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. I'm Blakely Durham.
And I'm Hunter McKee.
Welcome to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. I'm Blakely Durham.
And I'm Hunter McKee. It's Friday, so we get the next 15 minutes to fill you in on what's happening in the OU sports world. The Sooners are off this weekend for their only bye week of the year. It comes at a good time, though, because starting next week they play 9 straight conference games. Enough time for the team to make some adjustments before facing off against some high-powered Big 12 foes.
The off weeks, you got to love getting guys healthy again. It'll be huge for offensive line. But we'll get those guys back in the groove, and then also, I mean, sometimes you get a little ahead of time on your game plans.
Correct some mistakes from the last couple weeks, on both sides of the ball that we feel we could be better. So we're going to really take our time to do that here in the next few days, and then later in the week get some extra work on West Virginia.
Here's the Big 12 slate for this week. Baylor, Kansas, and West Virginia are playing out-of-conference opponents, but 4 teams begin their Big 12 schedule starting tomorrow, with TCU traveling to Texas Tech to face off against the Red Raiders, and Oklahoma State is playing Texas.
That's right. The Sooners begin their conference play next weekend against West Virginia, and they're trying to keep their momentum going from their 3-0 start. QB Baker Mayfield is largely to thank for the Sooners' success so far. Baker has proven himself on the run and under pressure. This right here, a 39-yard touchdown run against Tulsa, the longest touchdown run of the game. The guy is great all around on his feet. Look here, Baker escapes the sack, scrambles, and is still able to complete a touchdown pass to tight end Mark Andrews. This play right here reminds me of a lot of another one we've seen before. Right here, Johnny Manziel, he runs into his own player, scrambles, escapes the sack, and completes a touchdown pass. One of Manziel's famous Heisman moments versus Alabama in 2013. And Baker is not too far off. Maybe he can win his own Heisman one day. Word on the street is these two have some history back in their high school days.
Like Travis, when I was there, we played against him twice in high school, and he was a guy that he did everything for his team. When the scrambling comes to play, I mean, a lot of scramble plays, broken tackle here and there, and they can look similar, so I can see the resemblance.
The Sooner star running back Samaje Perine got back on track last week against Tulsa as well. Perine finally showed glimpses of what we saw a year ago. He had 22 carries for 152 yards and the Sooners' final touchdown of the day, which sealed the win. He really got going in the fourth quarter and picked up some key first downs the team needed in order to run out the clock at the end of the game. He is gaining more confidence each week.
So just overall, we did a better job executing the run game, and I thought, again, I should have mentioned Samaje again was exceptional in his running, but I thought, Joe and Daniel Brooks both did a nice job as well.
With the Sooners entering conference play next week, my key for the rest of the season is a strong offensive start. This offense needs to come out guns blazing like they did last week against the Golden Hurricane. Slow starts will hurt us significantly against powerhouses like Baylor and TCU later on in the season, and the offense has to perform well in the first quarter to gain the momentum. We know this offense works. We know that Baker can make fantastic plays out of it. The key is to just continue that strong start and try to score on the first drive of every game.
And my key for the rest of the season is for the defense to force more turnovers. There have been several opportunities for this team to get turnovers and get off the field, and they just haven't found a way to get it done. In their first 3 games, they only have 2 turnovers, an interception against Tennessee and a fumble recovery against the Akron Zips. But in order for this team to make that next step and compete for a Final Four spot, they have to force their opponents to cough up the ball and give the offense more chances.
And meanwhile, with the bye week, the football players and media switched places. Yesterday was the Media Day flag football game at Owen Field. The media guys played while players like Eric Stryker took over as the game analyst.
I know it's going to be a lot of sloppiness out there because all these guys do is sit on their behind and, write stuff.
Well, right now in that play, I was cover 1 right there, and I had to go sideline to sideline. I knew they were going to try to hit me up because they see my belly. They see this fat tie right here. But they don't know my athleticism.
It's just football. It doesn't matter if it's SEC, Big 12, Pac-12.
You guys talked about all week?
Where we're going for lunch, where we're going to go to the hospital if we get hurt.
You threw 2 interceptions early in the game. You know, can you tell what did you see? Like, why did you throw it to those receivers? Like, they were not open. Where'd you get them hands from?
I got it from my mom, definitely.
Did you get your ups from your mother too?
Absolutely. Yeah. All my athleticism I got from my mom.
Who's gonna play quarterback?
You came out here in shorts, and you look like you could step in.
Okay.
But you're
well, I don't play the game. You know, I write the stories. So.
And still to come on Big Friday Sports, the Padres gained their newest and youngest fan last night. And national champion wrestler Cody Brewer talked with us about his journey to the crown. Stick with us.
Welcome back to Big Friday Sports. If you're heading out to local high school football games tonight, especially if you're an 8-man country up in Buffalo, Laverne, Cherokee, even Kremlin, Hillsdale, wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to take an umbrella. Might see a few showers and thunderstorms out that way, but here in Norman, 80 degrees by 7 p.m., 76 with partly cloudy skies, and a few showers might begin to make their way into the area by 9 p.m. or in between 9 p.m. and midnight with 72 degrees, northeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour under partly cloudy skies. Guys, back to you.
Welcome back to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. I'm Hunter McKee.
And I'm Blakely Durham. On Fridays, we take the handoff from our news team and give you expanded coverage of sports from the University of Oklahoma. This past Monday on Sooner Sports Pad, our own reporter Courtney Boggs talked with national champion wrestler Cody Brewer about what it was like to claim that title.
After growing up in a house full of wrestlers, it's no surprise that Cody Brewer can be found grappling in the Room of Champions at the University of Oklahoma.
My brother was a really good wrestler, and he wrestled in college too, and I think more than anything I just wanted to have the success he had.
But as far as surprises are concerned, Brewer's past year at OU has been full of them. He began his season 10-0 before an undisclosed surgery left him out of the lineup for over 5 weeks. He returned to the mat in January and went on to win the Big 12 title in March. That's when Brewer set his sights on something bigger.
After Big 12s was kind of big. That was my first time winning Big 12s and knew I had a lot of confidence going into the national tournament.
The second surprise came when the NCAA announced Brewer as a number 13 seed.
You know, where I was seated in the tournament and where I was put in the tournament and just kind of my spot going forward. It was good just to be that guy that kind of no one was like, well, you know, we don't know about him, or, you know, he might do well, he might not. I think that kind of gave me the little edge to be like, well, I got to keep proving these people wrong.
And then came the biggest surprise of all. Brewer, against all odds, won 5 straight matches to capture the NCAA title. But even after proving himself as the nation's best, Brewer's main focus remains on the greater good of the OU program.
Just more than anything, I thought for the program they needed it. So our wrestling program was struggling with guys that had went and stuff, and maybe not competing at the best. So I was more than anything just happy for the program as I was winning and moving forward.
And when asked how he feels about winning the title,
yeah, it was good. I mean, I like to think that the coaches probably did more than I did because they were doing way more studying, and I just did the easy part of wrestling. But
you don't have to do much. He's already an amazing athlete. You know, you just got to keep him encouraged. You got to keep his mind right. There's little things we can point out, but I mean, he's got it figured out. You know, he's a stud, and it's just about being around and supporting him.
as for what's next, Brewer says the Sooners might have a few shockers of their own.
We're probably going to be a sleeper this year, but I would say that a lot of people need to come watch, that it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good year for OU wrestling. So.
And what about Brewer's personal goals for the season? Let's just say that if we saw his name at the top of the leaderboard again in 2016, it would be no surprise. Courtney Boggs, Sooner Sports Pad.
Future in this sport because of guys like this.
Thanks, Courtney. And history was made last night when a baby boy was born at Petco Park. The first baby born ever at the Padres Stadium. Luckily, an on-staff nurse was able to deliver baby Levy, the newest and youngest Padres fan, during the third inning of the game.
Thank you so much for watching OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. Have a good night.